Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are still alive. Not just alright, I hope you're still alive after having watched that. I mean, my goodness, I've seen more entertaining paint dry than that. That was... Oh man, I know we've seen games that are flat before, but wow, that was unbelievable. It's mad where, you know, the scoreline's not bad. 1-0 loss away at City. Yeah, you take that, albeit some of the circumstances, which we're going to come into. But having to go through that, minute 67, I'm watching and going, all right, we've got 23 minutes left. End it, please, because it's just, the whole thing was tragic. Absolutely tragic. And look, we're going to take it into context, right? When people read 1-0, Manchester City 1, Chelsea 0, it's not a bad result. That's basically a win. Considering where Chelsea have been this season, that's basically a win. But yesterday, I gave you my preview, and that was done before Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal. Now, I do want to thank Nottingham Forest, and I do want to thank Arsenal. Yeah, I want to thank Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. Nottingham Forest for beating Arsenal, and congrats on survival. And thanking Arsenal for bottling it and throwing it all away. Because if they had not done that, if they had actually got a result at Forest, then it would have meant that Man City have to go out and get a win today, which they probably means that Pep would have probably fielded their strongest lineup and we would have got absolutely destroyed in every single way. But what Pep decided to do, having Arsenal lost 1-0 and Man City being confirmed as champions after full time yesterday, and by the way, congrats to Manchester City, Premier League champions, and that is done. Huge congrats, absolutely deserved in every single aspect, in every single way. And I look forward to seeing them go on to do the treble. Honestly, as I've said yesterday, it's one of those things as a football fan you just want to see, regardless of who it is. Even though if it's your closest rival, you don't want it to happen. But so for me, a club like Man City, they deserve it. I'd love to see it. So you know what? Huge congrats, Premier League champions, absolutely deserved. With 2 games to spare. This one is now out the way, which means that they, it was with 3 games to spare for Manchester City. Now it's 2. They've still got to play twice. And that sums it up. But what Pep decided to do was flip it. Because as I said yesterday, we were expecting Man City to come all guns blazing. And that was going to be, you could say, the disrespect, right? Was that City were going to come out and absolutely massacre us, as I said in my preview yesterday. But Pep decided to put the chainsaw down, right? And he decided to get, I don't know, what do you throw at someone when you're trying to insult them? Because that's basically what happened. He was like, no, you know what? We're not even going to go with the B team. We're going to go with the C team. C, not B, C. Cole Palmer, yeah, you're in, mate. Rico Lewis, no worries, you're in, mate. Gomez, hardly plays, yeah, mate, you're in. Go on then, have a run out. All the big lads, Haaland and Grealish and Gundogan and KDB and all these guys benched. Did you see that bench? Best bench in world football ever, probably. You're not going to get a bench like that in Premier League history ever again. And Pep decides to go with that sort of, let's say, disrespect. It's not disrespect when you look at it at face value. City can afford to do that. They could afford, and I'm sure, look, let's have it right. Yesterday, I'm sure they were celebrating. I'm sure they opened up a couple of bottles of champers. I'm sure they had their little bit of maybe not too much, because Pep is still disciplined, but you best believe that's probably why Jack Grealish didn't come on today. It basically sums it up. They're celebrating. They're loving life. There's no need to go all in. And it's basically a training session. They play these lads that never play, and they still get the job done. You know, they still get the job done. And that's what got us today, was we came up with against Manchester City C team. And then you look at Chelsea's lineup. And as I said, look, you can't expect anything. And I'm trying my hardest to look at Frank Lampard and just think, look, you're not a coach anymore. Just, I'm going to look at you as an ex-player, a legend, and that's it. And as much as I tried to do that today, even before kickoff, it was difficult. Why? Because look at the lineup he went with, man. Why? What's the point? What's the point? What's the point of going with a 3-5-2 with that selection, with that personnel, why do you have Azpilicueta at right wing back, who was getting skinned by Cole Palmer? And he's lucky that was Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's probably still getting child tax credits. Yeah? And imagine if it was Grealish. God forbid. As I said, I don't believe in superstition. But if you do, touch all the wood you can. Because if that was Grealish, Aspie would have been torn into a pretzel. Why go Aspie at right wing back? Why go with the midfield three of Loftus-Cheek, Gallagher and Enzo? Why leave Chukwuemeka on the bench? You got nothing to lose. You've taken him away from England under-20 World Cup duty for this game, and we don't start him. Instead, he comes on for 10 minutes at the end. What's the point? Why? What's he going to get from that? What's he going to get from 10 minutes at the end? Tell me. It takes 10 minutes for you to adapt to the game. By the time he's done that, for a whistle, game's over. What's that going to do? Absolutely nothing. It's absolutely insane. We have Hall at left wing back. That's fair enough. A front two of Havertz and Sterling. By the way, I'll come to these players in a bit. Because some of them, I honestly look and I go, you just don't belong in there. Well, you got a Datro Fofana just sitting on the bench, who is a number 9. Aubameyang's not in the squad, I get that, he's leaving. Why are we going with, as I've said, Loftus-Cheek is going to AC Milan? What's the point? He starts, plays almost the whole game. Fofana, an actual striker that we know nothing about. Can anyone actually tell me if he's good or bad? We've seen 15 minutes of Datro Fofana, and in that 15 minutes, he was actually decent. He was actually alright. That's all we know. We don't know a thing about him. No, instead we go Havertz and Sterling up top. What's the point? What is the point? None of it made sense. And that's where I look and I go, look, I try my hardest today to not look at Frank Lampard as a coach, but bloody hell, he makes it difficult. Best believe. And then it takes him into minute 67 or 68, I think, for him to start making his subs, while Pep has already made a couple. It's ridiculous. Whoever hires Frank Lampard, you deserve punishment. And I say that, look, I take management away from Frank Lampard. I love the guy. Legend. Forever. But my goodness, he doesn't belong in management, man. Just does not. And anyone that actually thinks hire him is a good thing, if you get relegated, just blame yourselves. Blame yourselves. And that was it. The story of the day was Man City having a training session. Their C team having a training session. Let me repeat that. Their C team having a training session. They didn't even get out of second gear. They weren't even in first gear. They didn't even leave the car park. If we're talking about how a car moves out from first gear to second gear to third and starts going, they didn't even leave the car park. That's what made it different today. You know, I was expecting City to have a full team and to just absolutely walk all over us. But then they played their C team and they kind of just, as I said, had a training session. I'm just like, bloody hell, this is dead. And we done nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. It's a tragic state of affairs at Chelsea Football Club. It really is, man. And like I said, there are some players that just, look, Loftus-Cheek we know's going, right? Sterling, oh my God. What does he bring? Kai Havertz, what does he bring? Aspie's still playing at this rate. He's still playing as a right wing back. What is he bringing there? It's some of the decisions, even in defence. You look at Fofana today. What was he on? That first half especially, what are you doing? We paid 70 odd million for him. Then I hear apparently we're putting an £80 million bid for Vlahovic. 80 million. We like throwing money out the window. Honestly, we have the money. We don't know how to use it. We don't know how to use it at all. And this is the problem now. And this is why, I look at Pochettino and I think, flipping hell, you're a brave guy coming in. What hurts today? This was an opportunity to get some of these young players, even The ones that should have played today. Madueke should have started. Mudryk should have started. Chukwuemeka should have started. Fofana should have started. Why am I saying all these guys should have started? Because we need to give Pochettino an idea of what to expect once he comes in. You don't think he was watching today? Of course he was watching today. But what did he learn today? Tell me, what did he learn today? As an outsider who's not at Cobham, what did he learn from watching today's game? That Lewis Hall can take a shot. That's probably all we learned. And fair play Lewis Hall today. He actually played all right. You know, for his age and his capacity and against Man City and whatnot. No, fair play. Lewis Hall, fair play today. But what did Poch learn? Frank Lampard said it before the game. That these players need to impress in the next 3 games for the next manager. You didn't even give anyone the opportunity who should be getting the opportunity to prove themselves against to Poch. Because everyone that played today, we already know, and half of them are leaving. What's the point? What's the point? Like I said, we dragged Chukwuemeka away from under-20 duty for what? For 10 minutes. If he played 90 minutes, at least Poch would know exactly... He'd have a good idea of what he's about. 90 minutes at Man City against their C team and then later on against their big boys, right? You have an idea of what he's capable of. We learned nothing. Fofana learned nothing. Mudryk Madueke came on, played what? 15 minutes? What? 20 minutes tops. Learned nothing. What's the point? Lampard wants to talk about making things ready for the next manager. You didn't do that today. Mission failed. And we lost. Even though it was 1-0. But you know what? I would have taken a 3-0 loss, albeit I was expecting 5 or 6. I would have taken a 3-0 loss if all of those lads that I'd mentioned had started and we'd actually given them 90 minutes in a game that does not matter. We lost anyway. How beneficial would it have been to see these lads that I mentioned go 90 minutes? That way we would have got some good substance and give Poch an idea of what to expect from the lads that we already know about and the lads that we don't know so much about. We didn't do that. What was the point of today then? Instead, all we got was getting to sit back and watch paint dry. Not even paint dry, that's more entertaining. As I said, today was a training session for Manchester City. They were hungover, they played their C team, and it was a training session. It's just, it's I don't know what to say. I'm going to end it here. There's decisions, even now when things don't matter, there's decisions not making sense. The logic is not logicking. It's just, there's no logic. What's the point? Wasting time. It's just wasting. It's a waste of time. Today was a waste of time. Yes, we lost 1-0. Great result. But we wasted time. Absolutely waste of time. Shouldn't even bother travelling. You know? We learned nothing. Gave chances to no one that should have actually got the chance. You know? Poch looking and going, bloody hell. I don't know what to think. Next game, Man United on Thursday, and then we end it against Newcastle on Sunday. Bring on the end of the season, man. I'm done. I'm toast. I'm absolutely toasted from this. I can't watch this team. I really can't. You know what? Good thing I wasn't doing watch-alongs this season, innit? I probably would have ended up on the street or something, but punching people for no reason. I would have had a mental breakdown. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. As I said again, congrats to Manchester City. Fully deserved. Top team, and we'll see if they go on to do the treble. And that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. And I'll see you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care. And peace.